and ask that our friend Prakash Gossai, who I visited in hospital last week, and of course I didn't know he was going to pass away, but I wished him well a couple hours before he passed away. And so with great love, with great respect, I want to dedicate my heartiest sympathy to the family, my condolences to all his devotees. We have lost a very great soul, a very great stalwart in Hinduism. He was a man who could not be replaced. He was a Pandit who was irreplaceable. He was a Vyas, Ramayana reader that was a stalwart in explaining the Ramayana. He made millions of people believe in God who didn't believe in God. He became the guru of many, many young people. And so I asked that we all ask and pray that his soul rest in peace. And so we'll dedicate these prayers in the next 10 minutes to him. Om Sarva Mangala Mangalye Shive Sarvata Sadike Sharane Trayambake Gauri Narayani Namastute. Om Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Param Brahma Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. Tasmai Sri Guruve Namah. And now we want to hear his voice sing the prayers. And he had a voice that brought bliss to many people. And so we'll ask that we hear his voice as he does our opening prayers. omnipotent and omniscient, thou art Sat Chit Ananda. Thou art the indweller of all beings. Grant us an understanding heart, equal vision, balanced mind, faith, devotion and wisdom. Grant us inner spiritual strength to resist temptations and to control the mind. Free us from egoism, lust, greed, anger and hatred, and fill our hearts with divine virtues. Let us behold thee in all these names and forms. Let us ever remember thee. Let us ever sing thy glories. Let thy name be ever on our lips, and let us abide in thee forever and ever. Om Shanti, 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 Hari Om. Now, last week, just before I went to see him at the hospital, if you look at the first part of this dedication, we're talking about debt. And it's interesting that I was talking about debt, and I was going to see him at the hospital, and he died the next morning. And in my last meditation, I said debt is something guaranteed. It is a sure thing. In other words, debt is certain. It is a guaranteed prediction. We cannot argue with that prediction. But as to when and how and why and when it will happen will be determined only by you. Only you can determine debt. And so there are different forms of debt. You know, debt also can mean when you're divorced. That's a form of debt. Loneliness. When you are in prison, that's a form of debt. Debt doesn't happen after you die. Debt happens while you're alive. You cannot experience death before you die. So there are forms of debt. People suffering, famine, all these forms of debt. You could be drowning, that's a form of debt. You could live in fear, that's a form of debt. But what creates the end of our life is when we create our own time of debt. And my dear friend Prakash Gossai died out of time, he says, which is called panchak. So he died in an untimely death. And untimely death is when you don't die in the regular time of death. Every person is supposed to live 120 years. When we die before 120, that means we created our own time. The Surgeon General has claimed that every cigarette you smoke